Did you know that you can do absolutely everything wrong with your business? Everything. But if you did this one thing right, your business could last 100 years. Today, I am going to show you a business that is doing that. They're holding on by their teeth, but because they're doing this one thing right, they're still holding on. Do I think they're going to continue to hold on? Stay tuned and I'll let you know. And at the end, I'm going to let you know exactly that one thing that they're doing that's keeping them in business. And the one thing that you can do with your business to make sure that your business lasts longer, lasts long enough for you to get creative, for you to add more elements, and for you to take your business to the next level. Welcome to another episode of the Biz Fix, where I point out things that businesses around the country are doing wrong that could drive customers away, and I tell you the very simple ways to fix it. Now, to be clear, this is not a business review. I have not stepped inside this business. I have not had their product. I have not experienced their customer service. So you may be thinking, wait, if you never stepped in the business, if you never had the product, if you never experienced their customer service, what gives you the right to judge this business at all? I've been in market financial feasibility research for over 20 years. My expertise is in looking at things online, finding information about stuff online, and then to analyze what I find about the different markets and kind of see like which businesses are threats, which ones aren't. But more important than that, I'm a customer. And for most businesses in most industries, I am the ideal customer. I am female with children and a spouse, which means that I'm not just buying for myself. I'm buying for different age ranges, different sexes. And at my age now, I have disposable income. So I'm kind of the ideal customer. If you look at me, you can see I'm not a skinny woman, so I'm not exactly particularly picky about food, although a lot of women are, because a lot of women are dieting. I feel like a lot of people in this country are dieting. But I'm going to show you today the way that I analyze this business through the eyes of a market financial feasibility researcher, why companies pay my company tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars for my reports. And I'm going to show you how you can apply this to your own business today. Having said that, normally I would never name a business, ever, simply because I don't want to do anything that could harm a business. But the information I'm going to give you today is specific enough that you're going to be able to find out about it. So instead of being vague about this business, and because I don't think this video will actually hurt this business, because they have been in business for over 100 years and they are famous in their town, I am going to name the business today. And I'm going to name the product that they're famous for. And then I'm going to point out what they're doing wrong that kept somebody like me, somebody who came into their town looking for a place to eat. If you go to Rochester, New York, and you ask, where's the best place to eat? They're all going to say the same thing, the garbage plate at Nick Tahou Hots. So that's who I'm going to analyze today. I'm going to show you how I can tell that the business is suffering, even though they've been in business for over 100 years. Some of the simple fixes that they can do to attract more customers, and hopefully some of this will apply to you. Element number 1, how your location affects your business. We're going to start this, believe it or not, at the census instead of at the actual business itself. And the reason I want to start it at the census is because it really helps to know who's in your area when you have a local business. If you don't know who's in your area, you're going to end up marketing wrong. You may not know how small your market actually is. So, like I said, this business is in Rochester, New York. Population, 211,328. Education, just under 30% have a bachelor's degree or higher. 100,000 housing units. 91,000 households for families and living arrangements. 41,869 are Hispanic or Latino, so it's probably roughly 42%. 57.7% employment rate. Income and poverty, they're at $48,618 for median household income. Age and sex, median age in Rochester, 34.2 years. Median age in New York, 40.2. So they're younger in Rochester than in most of the state. And you can see right here, the largest group is roughly in the 25 to 29 year age group, even though the median age is 34.2 years. It's good to know this information because that's going to kind of help you market it. And today's actual item that they sell, their garbage plate, it all started with college students. I'll come back around to that in a minute. Let's see what else is important here. 81% speak English, 12% speak Spanish in their homes. Older population, 14% are over the age of 65. Real quick, I popped over to the ACS Demographic and Housing Estimates report. This is from 2023. Usually these reports are about a year to 2 years behind. 2024 will not have been put together yet because it's still close to the beginning of 2025. But here's the other thing that I wanted to know. Male, female. More females than men. 51% to 49%. Now, why is that important? Again, females are generally the group that you want. So you're going to want to have something for women at your business because, like I said, they tend to buy for all of the sexes, all of the age groups. They're usually buying for more than just themselves. That's part one of looking at the location. Let's look at part two by actually checking out the map. So here's the map. Now, one of the things about Nick Tahou's is it's right here next to a freeway. But as far as I can tell from what I looked at, the on-ramp and off-ramp here does not seem to be easy. So even though you would ideally want to be near a freeway, you kind of want easy access to the freeway. The next part that I'm going to show you is a major turnoff for women. So part of the reason location is a mistake in this one is because of what it looks like. And let me show you real quick. Let's change this to satellite. This is a lumber yard surrounding this building. As you zoom in, I'm going to put the little person right in front of this business. This is the business right here. Look at all those boarded up windows. Pretty sure most of this building is empty. This was part of the reason that even though I was in town, even though I've been told over and over again that if I'm going to try the garbage plate, I need to go to Nick Tahou's and try it because that's the best place. It's the original place. It's the first place. Look at this building. Nothing about this building screams safe. And you can see the sign here on the side, but the business is actually over here. There it is right there in this abandoned, condemned building. Yeah, mistake number one. Also, if you go into the parking lot, like I said, it's surrounded on all sides by this lumberyard. Not something a woman would feel safe with. Across the street is a utility building. It was probably built not that long ago because it looks fairly new compared to the building around it. This building actually looks like it was 100 years old. So this might have been the original location for Nick Tahou's when it first opened. The simple fix for a location like this, number one, switch locations. Not always possible for businesses. If they could afford it, I would tell them buy the whole building, renovate it, rent out these spaces, turn the top into apartments or office buildings, bring people into this business. But because of where they're located, because of the things they're surrounded by, there's no easy access from on the freeway here. It's down here. So that's part one. It's not easy to get in and out of. Emergency communications is across the way. It's a government office, which you'll get some of your clients from the government office. You got a small studio here. You've got some small buildings. For a location like this, for restaurants, you generally want it to be where there are traffic magnets. By traffic magnets, that's stuff like malls, Targets, Walmarts, bus stops, train stops, stuff like that. Something that people will go there and go somewhere nearby. There's none of that. That's how I know part one of the mistake. And like I said, things they could do to fix it: buy the building, renovate it, make it their own. Otherwise, they should consider moving their business completely. Mistake number two, not expanding your market. Assuming mistake number one, changing your location, is not a viable option, then the next thing you want to do is you want to expand your current market range. You want to go farther. For restaurants, most people are only willing to drive about 10 miles. So even though there's 200,000 people in that town, the 10 miles is going to be a much smaller area. But I'm guessing that back in the day when they opened that business, this communications building was probably something else, and it was probably taken over by the government and changed, and they didn't move. They stayed in that building while everybody else left. What you want to do if you can't change your location is you want to expand your market by reaching farther. Either get a second location somewhere else in a high traffic area, so that way you can continue to survive, or get a food truck, which often helps. If you're in construction, you want trucks. You want to be able to go outside of your market if you need to. If you're in the retail, you can do a type of truck as well, a type of delivery service. There are different things that you could do to expand your market. Another super important one for restaurants especially, can you guess? Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. I was at the hotel when I was looking all of this up, and I thought I really need to do the next video on this. When I looked them up, I first looked up the restaurant. I wanted to go experience the restaurant like everybody said that I should do. But when I saw what I'm going to show you next, it changed my mind. I didn't want to go, especially when I looked at that building and saw how run down it was. I was thinking, is that even a safe neighborhood? Nobody wants to worry that they're going to get shot when they go out to eat. And that building looks like it would be in a very bad area. I don't know if it is or not because I'm not a local. The locals love this place. They know they go back again and again. But if you want to attract new customers, location is super important. So even though it would have cost me an extra $10 to $20 to Uber over there, when I saw what it looked like on Google Maps, I said, nah, I'm good. Let's Uber Eats this. They're not on Uber Eats. At least they weren't on Uber Eats the day that I looked them up. I don't know if they are now. I don't have DoorDash for some reason. I've been blocked from them. I think they thought that I was sharing my account with other people because I travel so much and order from all these different hotels. But even though I've contacted them, they didn't reverse it. So the only thing I have access to is Uber Eats when I travel. And like I said, Nick Tahou at the time was not on the Uber Eats app. Again, mistake number 2, because now not only do I feel that their location's not safe, but I can't even order it. Simple fix for that. Second location, food truck, Uber Eats. And Uber Eats also does work for retail. So keep that in mind. Mistake number 3, terrible website. Again, like I said, this video is about how you can make all the biggest mistakes and yet still be in business for over 100 years. I'm officially on the Nick Tahou Hot's website, garbageplate.com. I kid you not, that's what the website is. And guess what? There's nothing on here. So even if I wanted to go there, there's a print and fax our order form, but I'm in a hotel. I can't print this. I can't fax this. I have no idea what most of this stuff means. I could probably try to figure it out for a while, but this is not a menu. So this, totally useless. And their website, nothing on here. That's mistake number 3. If you are not going to be on Uber Eats and your restaurant, you should at least have your menu posted on your website. You should have pictures of the products that you have. I, as a woman, I'm actually looking for something healthier, and all I know that they have is the garbage plate. So when I try to go to their website to see what else they have, I can't see anything except for the fact that they've been in business since 1918, and Nick Tahou died in 1997. There's a Wikipedia of both Nick and of the garbage plate, which I'll show you in a minute. So mistake number 3, get your website updated. And like I said, it's as simple as putting pictures of what you sell on your website. So that way, people can continue to think, is it worth trying to go out of my way to go to your business? Mistake number 4, the reviews. Real quick, again, Nick Tahou Hots, super famous in Rochester, invented the garbage plate. The garbage plate is now apparently famous all over America, according to some of the articles, but it's especially famous in Rochester, New York. But thing is, as what happens with all famous things, they get copied. And now there's a ton of restaurants that also have the garbage plate. Just to show you, here's Visit Rochester, New York. Basically, the tourist page tells you what a garbage plate is, tells you the history of the garbage plate, and then it tells you where to get one. Now, you can find different versions of the Rochester plate at places like Bill Gray's, Dogtown Hots, Jeremiah's Tavern, so on and so forth. See all these other options? It's already been copied. Keep that in mind. When you do have a product that does amazing, it's going to get copied. And you need to make sure that you stand out above the crowd. Now, reviews are generally based on 3 things. They're based on product, they're based on environment, and they're based on customer service. Their product, 5-star product. Everybody says it. Their price point right here, you can see on the website, $10 to $20. That's a good price. That's an average price if you think about it these days. Their rating, 4.3 stars. And they've got almost 2,000 reviews. The 2,000 reviews right there shows that they're a popular restaurant. People go over and over, and people like to leave reviews. Now let's get into why I say that this business is suffering, even though I've never stepped foot into it. Here is a picture inside the restaurant. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Look at the ceiling. That ceiling is covered in rust. Look right here at the seats. You've got missing seats. Look at that. 5 missing seats just in the picture there, which means they have 4 seats altogether. The seats on the table, not that impressive. The floor is polished cement, lots of cracks in it. This restaurant has probably not been updated in several decades. So, environment, what would you rate that as? I'm not going to rate it. You can rate it yourself. Nothing on the walls except for this giant fork and spoon. That vent looks a little sketchy. That's probably Nick Tahou right there. I mean, that looks fairly clean. See out the windows there. But nothing fancy, right? Definitely not 5 stars. Here is a picture of the actual food. There it is again. That's what the garbage plate looks like. Again, here's the business. This is the back of the business. And again, not super attractive. No real way in. Here's their sign, established 1918. Decent picture on the wall there of their logo. They've got some merchandise there. Their shake machine. Nothing incredibly fancy. And again, this is all stuff I'm just finding by looking on Google. When you're listed on Google, if you don't take control of your Google listing, then other people can. Google is going to prompt everybody that comes to your business for a review. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you go in and you take control of your listing. You want to make sure you list your website You list your address. You can put in your hours of operation. Here they are, closed Sundays and Mondays, open 11 to 7 every day. And here they put their menus on a different website. So here's their pricing. Keep in mind, what are women going to look for? Women that are on a diet are going to look at most of this stuff and think, I don't want to go there. A lot of women are on a diet. But a better way to think about it is this a date place? Is this a place you would want to take a date for the first time? Not unless you're really cheap. It could be the best meal in town, but if a guy took a girl to a restaurant like that, he'd probably never see her again. And again, garbageplate.com is the website. Here's their hours of operation. They did take some pictures. There's a picture of the garbage plate. So again, not incredibly attractive. The other mistake is your environment. So if you have an environment like this, it's very simple and easy to fix this kind of ceiling. Real quick, now we're looking at Menards, and you can see these are the grids that you can get for a drop ceiling, and they are as little as $11.45, $2.15. This one says $6.98 over here for a 12-foot long piece that you could replace those with. You could get a whole ceiling kit for $113.20. This is a super cheap fix. You can get the tiles. Look at this 2x4 white drop ceiling tiles, $4.35. Or here is fiberglass one with some extra padding. You can get fancier ones down here, a little bit more, $12.82 normally, but they're doing a sale on it. This is a nicer one you can do in different colors. And again, this one says it's normally $11.23, but it has a sale right now. Here's one also on sale, $11.23. Plain ones, wavy ones. You could completely redo that ceiling for probably $100 to $200. It's an easy DIY fix that you could find on YouTube. So if you have a ceiling like this in your business, and if it's looking as bad as Nick's here, you may want to consider doing it. I had to actually do something like this in my basement. And basically what you do is you just pop these tiles up, bring it down, and then you can see the grid system. It's usually like fish and hook kind of thing. There's like hooks in the ceiling with wire coming down that winds right through those long metal slabs. And you just pull the old one off, wire in the new ones, put the tiles back up if you need to, replace any ones that are really gross and nasty if you don't want to paint them. But literally, he could do that whole ceiling for just a few $100s. Also, when you look at these right here, where are the rest of his seats? Okay, first thing they should do, take this seat right here, move it down here with the others, remove those bars. Get some kind of other chair if you need to, if you can't fix those. Or turn it into some type of handicap station where somebody with a handicap could sit. Or split these up, put 2 on one end, 2 on the other, make it open in the middle. There's a lot of things you can do to make it look like your business is not falling apart. As far as the benches and chairs, I'm not even recommending that you change them because people seem to like them. But a fresh coat of paint on these walls would cost you about $30, maybe $50. And honestly, the color does need to be refreshed. There's nothing in here that's really going to attract a woman. In fact, if you know any women that come in, you might want to ask them what kind of picture they would like to hang up. Marshall's, Kohl's, TJ Maxx, and Ross. All great places to get very inexpensive art. Fresh coat of paint, some artwork on the walls could totally give this business a whole new feel. Again, that's if you're not changing locations. Next mistake, not having something for everyone. As I mentioned, women often are the ones that make big decisions for a lot of different things, especially on where to eat. And again, if you look at this place, this would not necessarily be a place you would want to take a woman on a first date. You can freshen it up, maybe some tablecloths. But the big thing is the food and drink. Again, this is the garbage plate. Not exactly appealing to anybody who's on a diet, whether male or female. Now you might think, oh, keto. Look at all that meat. Absolutely, yeah, but then look at that pasta. That's not keto. Look at those potatoes. That's not keto. Both of those things would not be on most diets. They also have hamburgers and fries, red hots, beans, stuff like that. When I showed you their menu a minute ago, you saw that there were no salads on there. There's not really anything that somebody on a diet would want to eat. I would recommend look at your menu if you have a restaurant. Look at your products if you're a restaurant. Are there any products that are specifically for dieters? For people with special meal needs. I have a family of 4. I have milk intolerance. And my oldest, a lot of times, goes back and forth between vegetarian and vegan. They can eat fish, but they have major, massive gluten intolerances. So they're very afraid to eat out at most places that we go to. They also have milk intolerance. And then the other 2 guys in my family, they're fine. Although, honestly, my youngest son might not touch this. The point of this is this would not attract our family of 4 to come eat here because not all 4 of us would be able to eat there. That's what I'm saying. have something for everybody in a family. When you think about that, especially if you're attracting women, you want to think about the family dynamic. Who might be in their family? Can you put family packages together for your business that would apply to the different ages, the different sexes, and the different needs of a particular family? So that's the final mistake. Let's go on to what they're doing right. How this one thing can save your business and make it last long haul. So the one thing that this business did right was that they created a viral product before the internet even existed. Now, believe it or not, they have a Wikipedia page about the garbage plate. From what I can find from this, it looks like it started somewhere in the 80s. Here it is. The dish only came to be known as the garbage plate in the 1980s when college students would come to Nick Hatu's and ask for that plate with all the garbage on it. After the family initially resisted the name because it's food, it doesn't sound good, the restaurant filed a trademark for the name garbage plate in 1991, preventing other restaurants from selling the dish under the same name. Basically, the one thing they did right was they created something that nobody had seen before. They trademarked it. They managed to make it go viral before the internet even existed, because really the internet didn't even come out till roughly the 90s. The point is, if you can create a product that can go viral, if you can find your specialty and put that front and center in your business, if you can build a story around it, if you can build a brand around it, if you can make it go viral, then you can make your business go the long haul. However, don't make the mistakes I mentioned before. While you may have that one product that makes your product famous, you want to have other products as well that also will help you expand the sale. Again, you're thinking of a family. You're thinking about women. What would attract a woman to your business that would then have her bring her family to your business? So while you could put something as ugly as the garbage plate front and center and make it the specialty of your business, don't forget to actually put in the other elements. Put all your marketing dollars into that one specialty, but also don't forget to offer the other options. That is one of the best things that you can actually do for your business, and it's going to help you get on in the long haul. But just remember, when you do this, people are going to end up copying you. You have a limited amount of time between when you create a specialty product like this to when it gets duplicated and to when somebody eventually makes it better than you. So make sure you continue to look for the next great viral product that you make. So then that way you can make your business last another 10 years and then another 10 years and another 10 years. And then hopefully you make it to 100 years like Nick Tahou has done. Quick recap. This is a quick recap of the steps that I said. The mistakes that this business are making is that it's in an awkward location. The location looks condemned. It's unappealing for women. More than half of their market, 51% of their market is women. So 51% of their market is going to be turned off by the look of the exterior building automatically. So you've just cut your market down from 200,000 to 100,000 straight off the bat. And again, you can fix that by having things like Uber Eats, including delivery, doing food trucks or trucks if you have a different kind of business, going to your customers instead of them just coming to you, or even just a second location. Next, the mistake they made is that the interior of the building looks really run down, looks really haggard. It is not the kind of place that a woman would want to go on a date or bring her family necessarily. A simple spruce up of the interior of your business can go a long way. It can up the factor. You got to keep in mind, your reviews, again, you want the locals to return to your business again and again, but you also want to attract new customers. What attracts new customers are those reviews. They're going to look it up on Google Maps, Apple Maps. They're going to see the reviews, and those reviews basically tie into Google Maps a lot of the time. What they're looking for is environment, customer service, and product. So you want to make sure your product is top-notch. Check your reviews. If people are saying your products aren't top-notch, make sure you push forward the product that you're most proud of. Make that the star of the show. Then make sure you add options for other types of customers. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again, the product dictates who your customer is. Location and environment, though, can cut that list way down. The food itself, everybody says is amazing, but there are no other options for other types of diners. So of that 100,000, that's going to cut way down because of the people who are on a diet. So from 100,000 people, you're probably dropping down to about 50,000 to 70,000 people. Most people are going to go to where it's easy to get to, and that restaurant was not an easy location. So you want to make sure you have other products. You want to put your things front and center. If you want those Google reviews, you need to make sure that you're getting A pluses on your food or on your product. You need to make sure you're getting A pluses on your environment. You need to make sure you're getting A pluses on your customer service. So if you see any kind of complaints about customer service, up it. look for customer service training programs online. I created one a while ago about what the big businesses do. I'll link that one at the end. You might want to check that one out. So that way you can get your employee customer service up as well. Finally, the piece de resistance, build a story around your number one product. Make it go viral. Put your marketing dollars into that one specialty product that's the best product you have in the store. And if you don't have a best product in the store, find one. Create it. You probably have in your mind an idea or two that's been brewing that if you could do this and that, put this and that together, maybe if you ordered some of this, like you could create something. Most likely if you started your own business or if you've ran a business, you've been in the industry long enough to get ideas. So try acting on some of those ideas. See if it hits with the customers. From there, try to make it go viral. Trademark it if you think it's a great product, if it's really hitting with the customers. Then once you've got that solid and bringing customers, start focusing on your next great product. So I hope you guys like this. Next month, I want to focus on YouTube for small businesses and how it can help your business get to the next level, not only for free marketing, but for actual income as well. I'm going to show you next month just all types of different things you could do with YouTube to make money for your business. So if you're interested in that, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, ask me questions. If you have questions already that's going to help me make videos for you, I can research stuff that you want to know more about when I do next month's series. And yeah, that's about it. See you in the next video, guys. Ciao.